everyone, today I'm going to be sharing 5 ways to help you stop being so easily influenced. In my last video I talked about how social media is making us spend, especially with the large presence of influencer content, the rise of TikTok shop marketing, and now we also have AI. In this video we're going to be talking about how we can overcome our shopping impulses and also develop a better mentality towards shopping so that we can become a more intentional consumer. I'm on a conscious consumer journey, but I know how tempting it is to want to buy so many things that you see online. It's so easy to fall into a rabbit hole and get fixated on a certain product because you keep being shown it on social media. You keep seeing these influencers talk about how amazing it is and you see how well it works for them. So I fixate on it. So whether it's getting the perfect lip combination, whether it's getting the perfect fragrance, or the next best skin product that's going to clear my skin and give me glass skin, I'll fall into a trap where I'll see even just one video of it, buy it, try it out, and it just doesn't work out for me. It just doesn't hit the same. It doesn't look or feel like what they described it to me, because obviously we're all different. But when I'm in my shopping phase, when I fixate on product, I don't think about that. I don't think clearly about these things. So I just keep buying similar products until I feel like I can be satisfied, which most of the time is never. But by that time it's already a bit too late and I've wasted my money on products that I just won't use. And the thing is, there is definitely one product that will work amazingly well for you, but I feel like if we're exposed to so much content that is now just showing us so many products, it's really hard for us to stop and think critically whether that product is going to work specifically well for us. We don't really do enough reflection or research on products before we buy something, because marketing and content on social media is getting so good at making us feel like, okay, yeah, we definitely need this specific thing right now, and it's so easy for us to just buy it online. Social media is so good at enticing us to buy things by showing us the idea of what we could have, what we could look like, what we could feel like, when in reality they're really just expensive fantasies that we as consumers end up falling for and wasting our money. So let's talk about some of the ways that we can take our control back when it comes to being influenced. First is going to be reducing your time on social media. Now, I know it might seem like the most obvious thing to do, but honestly it's one of the best things you can do, because reducing your time scrolling not only limits your exposure to the very content that is influencing you, but it's also going to benefit your mental health and productivity, because you're not going to be wasting so much time watching other people live out their lives or how they portray their life, and you're not going to be influenced into feeling a certain way or buying things. It's hard to try and change a habit when your environment is set up in a way to help you fail. And when we're talking about shopping habits and being influenced into buying things that we see online, social media, the content we see online, that is the environment, that's what we're exposed to. So like James Clear on Atomic Habits, one of the best books I've ever read, says you don't have to be the victim of your environment, you could also be the architect of it. So if you're tired of seeing so much content online, just limit your exposure to it. It doesn't mean that you have to delete social media entirely, you could just limit your usage of it. I'm a TikTok and Instagram user, but a couple of weeks ago I decided to delete Instagram with the intention of only downloading and using it for a bit on Sundays. I did that primarily because I was just spending so much time on Instagram doom scrolling. I literally wasted so much time and I didn't do the things I wanted to do, so I just decided to delete it. But I also know Instagram is so good at showing me ads. Whenever I have something in mind, whenever I'm searching for something like gold jewelry, that evening I'll see so many ads of different businesses promoting gold jewelry. The thing is, I do love and hate that, because I love being shown different businesses that I never would have discovered by just doing like a simple Google search. So in that way it's good, because if I'm looking for something specific, I get a better range of where I can buy that from. However, it's obviously bad in the sense that maybe I actually don't need what I'm looking for. Maybe I'm just like browsing out of curiosity, or maybe because I saw someone online have it and I don't actually need it. So it's not really good that I'm being shown so many ads when I really shouldn't be buying it. And it's just so tempting, because like I mentioned, these are genuinely like businesses that I would probably buy from if I had the right reason and right budget too. So that's why deleting Instagram is also good, because I just don't see so many tempting ads, and in general I just feel so much calmer because I don't know what I'm missing out on. And I know deep down that I am not missing out on anything, because I don't need to buy those things. So ultimately limiting your social media usage means that you're not putting yourself in a position to be tempted to be influenced. And it just gives you a good break from all of the noise. Without all the noise, without the pretty aesthetics, you feel more grounded and you have more time to be more reflective. And speaking of being reflective, the next tip is going to be around building awareness and asking yourself questions for when you are going to be on social media and seeing all of the tempting content. When we see something that we really want to buy, we're so excited at the thought of it. We really need to do our best to just pause just for a bit to even reflect at the least. It's so easy nowadays to see something, get so excited and just buy it straight away, or we don't spend that much time actually deliberating over it and just like asking ourselves questions. And so even if you feel convinced that you really need this thing, ask yourself at least one or two of these questions. The first is, did I feel the need to buy this thing before I saw this content? If the answer is no, then you probably shouldn't be buying that thing, especially if you shouldn't be spending your money like that, or if it's just going to lead to more clutter. If the answer is yes and you really did feel the need to buy this thing before you saw this content, then ask yourself, is this product right for me? Again, just because something is working out for someone doesn't mean it's going to work out exactly the same way for you. And I'm talking specifically about materialistic things and things like makeup, fragrances, clothing, because we're all uniquely different. A while ago I was seeing so much skin talk content around the Medicube Zero Pore Pad, I think it is, and so many people were praising it, literally showing the difference it's made to their skin. And I was so tempted at first because I've been on a skincare journey and I really have been looking for products that are just going to work well for my skin. But then I read somewhere that it's better for people with oily skin, and during that time, I think it was winter, my skin was on the drier side, and so I decided against it, because even if I saw so many good reviews online influencing me to buy this life-changing product, I knew that it wasn't going to be for me, at least at that time when my skin was more on the drier side. So even if you see a potential solution online for something that you were actually looking for, still just pause and really think about whether that specific product is going to work specifically for you. The third tip is probably the most effective way for me personally not to be so easily influenced, and that is to seek de-influencing content. Just as it's easy for me to be influenced over a good video, it's also quite easy for me to be turned off and not want to buy something because I saw an alternative viewpoint from a comment or a different video. And this can be so easy to do. You just need to be more curious about that product. So you could do this by just reading the comment section. You're always going to find some alternative viewpoint about how the product hasn't worked for them. Also, you could do research on the product itself. So just type in the search bar reviews on this specific product. And lastly, sometimes the algorithm will just show you content that is de-influencing you. A couple of weeks ago, Huda Beauty released their lip contour stains, and I love Huda Beauty. I love Huda. I love what she stands for, and I love how receptive she is to the feedback that her customers give her. This particular product seemed really promising. I already knew that I didn't want to buy any more lip products until finished the ones that I'm using, but of course I was still tempted because I just saw so many videos talking about how amazing this product is. You just line your lips and it lasts. It's going to stay on your lips, and who wouldn't want that? Also, the color range, can we just talk about how amazing this range is? Anyway, this video came up on my For You page, and my friend also sent this to me as well. And this creator was reviewing the lip stain and basically pointing out how it doesn't really last that long. And then I saw a couple more videos talking about the same thing, how the actual lip contour doesn't have that much product, only 1mm. And to be honest, I don't even know what that means, whether it's a lot or not, but apparently and clearly it's not that much, because even after a few swatches it just runs out. And again, it wasn't really my intention to buy it anyway, because I'm really trying to be good with my purchases, but it was still comforting to know, and I didn't get that sense of FOMO, if you know what I mean. It also meant that even if I did finish my current lip products, I probably wouldn't gravitate towards that specific one. I'll probably just stick with my trusted Huda Beauty lip contour, which works really well for me. And that just shows the importance of just doing a little bit more research into what you want to buy. If you're going to buy something, especially if you're being influenced into buying something, it's so important to know what you're getting yourself into. It's great to know about all the amazing things about this product, but it's just as important, if not even more important, to know about the potential negatives. Better to know from someone else so that you can make a more informed decision before buying it and then potentially regretting it. The next step is really going to tackle the root issue of why we're so easily influenced sometimes, because when we're constantly feeling the need to buy random stuff that are shown to us that we don't actually need, it's probably because we don't have a strong sense of self. And so this tip is going to be around developing a stronger sense of self. And this is basically about knowing and being confident about who you are. When you're so secure in your own style, values, whatever makes you unique, it's so much easier to resist the trends that you see online and to resist wanting to buy the random products that you never actually wanted. So grab your pen, paper, or open your notes app and answer these questions as truthfully as you can. First is, what is my own style and taste? So it is necessary to be inspired. There's not going to be one single original style ever. It's always going to be a collection of different styles and different inspirations put together. So while it's more than okay to be inspired by the looks that you see online, always reflect on whether that aligns with your own style, whether you genuinely like it, or whether you just keep seeing it a lot. Because a lot of the times when we see something online, we might not like it initially because it's just not to our taste, but we keep seeing it, we keep seeing it on other people, how different people wear it, we gradually like it. That in itself is okay. Like, some tastes are acquired over time, but a lot of the times I feel like we like things just because we see it a lot, even though deep down we really don't like it. At least for ourselves. Because another thing to note is it's okay to like something on someone else, to like the blush shade that I see on someone, but I don't have to like it on myself. We're just different. That's not my style. Don't feel forced to like something just because you see it a lot, and be confident in your own style and what you genuinely like. The next few questions are going to make you reflect on things that genuinely make you happy, that are not materialistic, because a lot of the time shopping is an emotional response because we want to feel something. A lot of the times we want to feel happy because shopping, it does give you that dopamine rush, right? But it's really sad to think that our happiness is dependent on buying things, and sometimes we just forget about the things that truly make us happy. So it's really important to just reflect on those things. The first one is asking yourself, what are things that make me happy that are not materialistic? For me, it's spending time with my loved ones, reading, creating, having my morning coffee and biscuits, having a shower in the evening. Like, there are so many little things that you have to realize that are actually blessings in your life and things that you should be grateful for. Which leads me to the next question, which is, what are things that I'm grateful for? There's so many benefits of practicing gratitude, and when I say that, I mean focusing on even just like the small things that sometimes we take for granted, because it's so much better to see the world through the lens of appreciation rather than lack. And when we are constantly reminding ourselves for the amazing things that we have in our life, it's less likely that we're going to be wanting superficial things. The next question you can ask is, what are things that people love and admire about me that are nothing to do with the things that I own? And you could also ask, what are the things that I want people to love and admire about me? And this is going to be about you as a person, your personality, what you bring to others. It could be something like, I want to be loved because of my happy personality, my humor, my creativity, my thoughtfulness. These are the most important things that define you as a person, and these are things that you really want to be loved for, not because of what you have or what you wear. And listen, it might take a while to feel confident about who you are. I'm definitely still on that journey, but the goal is to know yourself and be confident in yourself so well that so many things that you see online just become so irrelevant because they're not you. The last tip is probably one of my favorite ones, and that is to get a hobby. Sometimes I feel like we shop because there's nothing better for us to do, or we think that there's nothing better to do because we are bored. It's an emotional response to being bored, so we want to buy something so we can feel something, feel that temporary dopamine rush. But instead of using social media as a boredom response and wasting countless hours watching other people live their lives, live out your own. There are so many other ways other than being on your phone to feel stimulated, and those things are often so much better for your productivity and for your mental health as well. Fill your time with other exciting things so you really don't feel the need to be on your phone and to feel influenced by what other people are doing. Because honestly, if you find a hobby that you can consistently do and a hobby that you're really interested in, time just goes by without you needing to be on your phone and be influenced. Because again, experiencing the real world instead of focusing on material things is going to help ground you. It's going to help you appreciate your life instead of worrying about other people's. The happiness that I feel when I'm reading, creating content is so much more genuine, feels so much better than the quick excitement that I feel after I buy something. And the joy that I get from my hobbies actually lasts, because sometimes when you buy things you feel guilty after because you know you really shouldn't have bought that. Sometimes you feel regret after you've gotten something that you bought because it didn't live up to your expectations. So instead of constantly consuming other people's lives, live your own, and getting a hobby is one of the best things you could do. These 5 tips have 100% helped me on my conscious consumer journey, and if you're also wanting to become a more intentional consumer, implementing these tips bit by bit, slowly but surely, will tremendously help transform your consumer mentality. Remember, you don't need something just because it looks incredible on someone else or just because it keeps being shown to you time and time again. It's okay to just admire and also be inspired, but never forget your own style, your own values, and your own situation as well. Can I afford to be spending my money on this? Overconsumption is really worrying because it's so much more prevalent now, and buying so many things is just so normalized, and it's so easy to be influenced into buying things just because it's there. But if you're watching this video and you've gotten to this point, first of all, thank you, and I'm so happy because it means that you at least have an interest in becoming a better consumer. We can move away from this overconsumption mentality and take control of our finances so that we can make smarter decisions on our purchases. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your time, and have a good day.